Hello and welcome again to the Code Me Event channel. Hi, Ivett.
Hi.
In this video, as in the previous many of the videos, we are going to continue this self-knowledge workshop application in React.js. Yeah, I'm going to share the video, the screen. And we have already set up the sharing between our editors. So yep. Ivett has full control of my computer, basically.
Nah, that's not true. I have full control of your VS Code and your terminal, which is...
And your terminal, not yet, but once you get the access to the terminal, then it's done.
Yeah, okay. So...
This is what's called social engineering. You're just being nice and whatever, and yeah, and then suddenly you get all the access to the whole computer.
Yeah, I mean, this whole thing is based on trust.
I have no idea what is that.
Okay, cool. So I think we are almost ready with this application. Actually, it's fully functional. We just want to do some final touches. And if you open the application, then I can show you what I mean by final touches. So right now, so this part is okay, but when we start playing, can you go into start playing? Then there are a couple of things that I don't really like. One is that we have all these buttons here, and most of those buttons are not legal to use because whoever is on turn should only have most of these available. And also, it seems weird that we list the players and their buttons together. So the first thing I want to do is make it so that we have a list of players and the buttons are separated from that. So we have just a list of players, and under that, the buttons for the active player.
Who can press buttons? It's not just the active player, right? Because if I want to, we don't have that button now that asks for the ones to share, right?
Yeah, because the only button that actually makes sense next to each player is the share button, and I think we don't have that now because can you modify the game, because I think we had 0 for the share. Yeah. Okay, so the share button is the only one where the not active player can use that button.
Yes.
But even there we could,
and the active player can't.
Yeah, exactly. So one thing we could do is make it so that the share button is also down here, because this is going to be handled by the facilitator for now, since we don't have synchronization between the browsers for now. So the only person who can actually access these buttons and do anything about them is going to be the facilitator. So we we should actually make sure that they can do everything that they want to. So what I would suggest is also moving the share button down here and making it work like invite. So if you click invite right now, then we have a selection where you can select the player who is invited, right? And we could make the same logic happen with share. But that could be a second step. First, let's move the rest of the buttons out.
Okay.
And then we'll see how that works out. And
so we'll have only one set of buttons of the four other buttons, right? So we'll leave for now. We have each player and the share button as where they were, and then one single set of the other 4 buttons somewhere that corresponds to the current user, current player.
Yeah,
right?
But that's one option. Other option is to simply hide all other players. but I'm not sure which one works better.
I mean, that's quite easy to say that. I mean, in the where do we have the player, not selector, gameplay? Where are the buttons?
Yeah, that's where it is.
Player. These are the buttons, right?
Yeah.
So we can have, for each one of them, we can have a condition.
Yeah, that's true. We could just say that.
I simply have to put in a div here, right? To each one of them. Or
yeah, or we can just do
inside the modified car, maybe.
How about this? Wait, can I follow you somehow?
If you go onto the left side and here you click on this.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, here I am. So one option is that we just remove this part because we don't really need that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Too much smoking. So we could say we take this logic here and say that we can just do it like this, like
just a question. Right now that you're editing, you're looking at your own screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
No, I was just wondering. It's unclear from if you're looking at my screen or your screen.
That's when I look at your screen, and this is when I look at my screen.
Okay, so my screen, that's in the separate one. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So this would actually, let's try this one for a second. I'm going to keep this around for now, and then we can say if this is the active player. Then we can include, actually we could include all of the buttons here, like this. I know that one of the buttons should,
except for the last one. Which one?
Yeah, except for the last one, but
share one, not the share, the second one.
The share one. That's the only one that we don't want to move here. Actually, we can move it here.
That way. Okay, so it's either this or that.
Yeah. But this, for some reason, doesn't like.
You have to put the whole thing into a div, not? Or something, because it's a single thing.
Yeah, how about the span instead?
Okay, it's fine with me. You can also put it in a table.
Yeah, but it still complains.
Isn't that
one parent element? But oh yeah, okay. Okay. So let's look at it now. Okay, that looks good. Now, if you press draw card. Okay, it works.
So we have one active player with 4 buttons, and then an inactive player with, actually, I think we had a bug earlier.
Yeah.
No. We didn't have the, okay, so that's sort of a bug when there was no active player at the beginning. I could still click on the buttons. And then when I invited someone, the list of possible invitees included the same, all of them, because there's no active user. So we probably have to do something with the case when there's no active user yet. Yeah. Yeah. So probably if there is the active is well, this is now for each active user, right? Yeah. And how do we know that none of the users is active? Shall we start with a situation like that? Yeah, I guess so, because before the game you have a case when no one is active.
Yeah. Actually, we should when the timer is 0, or when there is no active card. Yeah, so basically, if I want to be really so one way to do it is, if you go back to the code, is to say that here we introduce a second ternary operator. I know this is ugly, but bear with me. And we say, you know what, it's more like this. And then do we know? Yeah, we don't know if, okay. Yeah, I mean, that, so somehow we should know if there is an active player at all. Because if there is no active player, then we shouldn't show this one.
Wait a second. So, I'm sorry, let me go back. So let's just try to figure out how this works. So when you click on start playing, then there's no active player yet. There is no card yet. So probably we shouldn't show this whole section.
Yeah, we should, because we still want to know who are the players, but none of them have valid actions at that point.
We don't know who is going to be next.
Yeah, so I guess the easiest solution is to go back into so we go back to app.js, I
Maybe
guess.
it's better if I follow you, if you're writing anyway.
So here somewhere we have gameplay. And this gameplay should actually be refactored. It's getting a bit too large, but actually we know, if we want to make this really clear or clean, we could say that we have a new state called, I don't know, has active card, and that set card can use a sticky state, and set is to false, and say has active card. And if we have that state, then what we could do is, when we press the draw card button, we could just set that has active player and has active card to true. So basically, as soon as there is one active card, then it remains true forever. We also have to
reset it when you end the game, right?
Yeah. Has set has active card to false. And then we can pass that into the players, which is here. And then we can pass that forward. And pass it further.
Yeah. I don't like this.
Me neither. But maybe we can.
Is there a better solution, or is this the style?
I don't know if I can come up with a better solution quickly. And then here, but maybe we can think about it. That's not to say that we shouldn't.
Okay.
It is that with this solution, at least we can try what's the behavior that we want, and then okay, this is it. For some reason, this is complaining, but why? Oh, so probably it's because, yeah, I know why. Okay. Okay. Try it now. No, still. Has active card. Come on. Let me just extract this. So that's what I want. And then I can just say here, share button.
Yeah, but I didn't like it there up there.
Why? Oh, I see why. Okay. Probably that was the error to begin with. Okay. All right. Yeah. So now end the game. Yeah, it works. Then if you draw a card again, and then it switches. Okay. Yeah. So
Wait a second. Right now, if I understand correctly, Alice is the active player, but it's Bob who's speaking.
yeah.
Okay.
Only thing is that like Bob can now share again if he wants to, but that I don't think that's a huge issue. Like we don't have to enforce that. Okay, so the next thing that I would want to do is at least let's move these buttons to the next line so that it looks less cramped.
What do you mean, Lex lines?
So I would move this part of this part over here, right? And we don't even need active anymore because we know who is active. Or well, we could just
leave it. You might not want to have it as a text, but color coded or something.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
And for now, I'm just going to put put this into a separate block. So this should actually, and then I can also put this whole thing into a div so that it doesn't complain. Okay, let's look at this. Yeah, it looks much better now.
oh, so okay, I understand what you wanted to do.
And then we can start like formatting a bit.
I would probably put some border around it.
Yeah, or at least a background color.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean,
so we see what belongs to whom.
Yeah, so I think that this feature change is done.
How many people are going to be in such a session? Like,
I don't think that more than 8 is realistic, but I think even 8 is too much.
Okay.
So I don't think that is going to be a problem that it's too long.
Yeah.
Okay, so actually we don't even need that span, or do we? Okay. Anyhow. And now if Bob shares twice, then can you check if that button disappears?
Sorry, if Bob
shares twice. So he's sharing, okay, and then he's sharing again, and it disappears. Yeah. Okay, it looks good.
I won't try the double time.
Sorry?
I won't try this one.
Yeah, okay. So when there is skip turn, okay, that's nice that you clicked that, because when there is skip turn, then we should also make everything disappear. So we actually have to has
a new
active card has to be turned back to false when you click skip.
Now we are back to the skip.
So when you draw a card now, we have to do something about that. So when you have that, then when you click the skip card, that makes the skip card is skip turn, just turn. Then the card disappears. So or the buttons should disappear until someone presses draw card, right? Because that passes on to the next player. But why didn't it pass on to? Oh, okay, I know why. Okay. All right, let's do that then. So in gameplay, if you go back to the code.
So you skip turn should automatically draw a new card, not? And move to the next player.
No, because we want to make sure that the next player has a chance to say, okay, I'm ready for the card, because they have a limited time. So someone can skip a turn.
While the next person is not paying attention or whatever.
Yeah.
Is tired. Hiding
Yeah.
in a corner.
So why my idea would be to just say that here in skip turn, we are also going to set this to false. Okay, so that solves that problem.
Let's see. So if I draw a card.
And then you skip a turn.
Skip a turn.
What? Did that actually change? Because now we don't have an empty card and we still have the buttons. Why is that?
What did you do? Set has active card false.
Skip turn, it should give the control to Bob. Okay, so the skip turn for some reason doesn't work right now, because it should also make, no, it shouldn't make, yeah. Can you press the draw card now?
Set current, well, it just says set current card and set has.
Yeah. So now it actually, if you press draw card now, then it moves to the next player. And for some reason, when you skip turn, it doesn't, it clears out the card, but doesn't make has active card to false. Okay. Huh. Interesting. Why doesn't it work? Can you try now? That's weird. Is it possible that this doesn't trigger a redraw for some reason? How about this? I go here and I'm going to add expand. And I'm going to say here,
Just itself. Just show it. That you don't need any condition. Just show all the content of has active card.
Okay, that would be no. Okay, anyway, this works. Only if I finish this.
Yeah.
Okay. So no, it doesn't have an active card. Okay, we have an active card. If you skip turn now, no. And then why does this show up? Because we have an active player. Oh, okay. Okay, I know. Okay, if you go back to player, the problem is that we first check if there is an active player, and if there is an active player, then we show something anyway. So the way this should
Where is the active card? Yeah, there.
Is that first we check for if there is an active card, and then we do this. So this should actually be card. And then I'm gonna move this in here. Within span, just to be consistent with the rest. Yes. And then so this is one case, and the other case is an empty string. Okay, so now this should work. Let's look at it. Oh, it's actually complaining for some reason.
How do you see it? Because you're yeah, it's here, and the editor is complaining. Yeah.
Yeah. What does it say when you bring the mouse over?
Oh,
Okay, so one parent element. But why?
because this whole thing can probably should be in a span.
Or
Here.
maybe, but we have a span here.
No, but
Oh,
here this needs to be a span.
okay. Or maybe we can just say does it
What?
work? No, it doesn't. Oh no, it actually.
I just move the span there. No, why do you? We have only also so many spans already.
Actually, yeah, that's what I want to avoid, to have even more spans. So
Well,
actually it has to be here. Okay. Now it's not complaining. Okay. Now if you draw a card, fine, then you do a skip turn. Works. Draw a card. Okay, works.
Okay.
There is a lot of errors though, or
No,
is
that's earlier. That's from earlier.
or earlier? Okay, let's remove the debugging then from gameplay.js. We should remove this thing here, and
There's some
also
console somewhere.
yeah,
Yeah.
this one. Okay, so I guess this is something we can commit as usability improvements. And then we can start doing some designing.
So what did we do?
Well, we did basically we just moved the things around so that not all buttons are shown. We made sure that only the buttons that are relevant are being shown.
Okay.
So the commit message is something like only relevant buttons are available. Oh.
Wait a second. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
No problem. Let me get rid of that last piece of something. Git add. Show only the active buttons.
Okay.
Okay.
Now what we can do. So there is a React Bootstrap thingy that we can just pull in, and then we don't have to manually do that. And the way it works is that okay. So I've never used this library before. This is actually the React Bootstrap documentation. I'm sending this over to you in the chat. Yeah, that's the same thing. So first thing, we definitely have to add React Bootstrap to the package JSON, right?
So we start with this, right?
Actually, isn't it enough if we put it into the package JSON? Or how can we put it automatically? Let me see, npm install to packages. There is, I think there is a flag for that. the safe prod flag. So you can use it npm install and --slave as dash prod.
So npm install and what?
And --save dash prod.
Prod, like prod.
Yeah. Let's see if that works. So that is supposed to be installing it, and hopefully it will also add it to the package.json.
Okay. Okay.
Right. So now the nice thing is that now we actually have components that are designed for this. So we don't have to directly write HTML anymore. In theory, start using the layouting system of
Bootstrap.
Of Bootstrap. Yeah, I'm just thinking, do we need that? I mean, what I'm thinking about is, do we actually need?
Wait a second, I'll have to check. Someone is, I think, at the door, so let me check it a second.
Okay.
I'll come back home. Okay, I am back.
So yeah, that was quick. Okay, so now I started thinking if we need Bootstrap at all. Maybe it's overkill. Because if you think about it, all we need is to format that few things. So maybe it's easier if we just directly format those.
I'm so bad at formatting that I mean, I start with Bootstrap and then I make it horribly looking. So that's how I
Okay.
That's how I roll.
Let's revert because I feel like we don't really need Bootstrap. And I just, as I was about to start making changes, I realized it's overkill for now.
Okay.
So then what we should do actually is like start doing small steps. Let's go into the application. Let's first format.
You do, or you tell me how to do.
Let's first go into the application in the browser. Just look at it.
That's not the browser. That's the browser.
Yeah. So let's start by formatting a few things here. So what bothers me is, of course, what we talked about, that these things are kind of just in the air, and also the buttons look awful. So let's format that. Let's create a style for buttons, and that should already make this look better. And also let's get rid of the border around the card.
We probably also have to enlarge it or do something with it, because it's I don't know, can we make it fit to the text size?
I think so. So let's just go back let's start doing, because we do have the card here, right? In the class name card. So what does this class actually?
Wait, I'm following you now. Okay.
Yeah, so we have this class here, and do we already have a CSS somewhere?
This looks like a CSS file.
Here, okay. So we actually have this, and for now, I would suggest just commenting this out because it's not working for us. Let's look at the application. Maybe would it make some more sense if I shared screen for now?
Okay.
Because like I'm
Doing both.
driving now, and
You're driving and navigating at the same time.
yeah, sorry about it. But I actually need to somehow access the application, but we actually already have,
But you're not sharing it.
yeah, I already have the application here, so, but.
Wait a second, have I pushed it out of everything? Let me just check.
I'm not sure. Maybe
so.
it's better if I pull and run the application here. You're right.
So shall I commit this that you commented
push
out?
and commit, whatever. Oh, yeah, the last thing that we did was the package JSON. We want to revert that. So yeah.
So wait a second, everything is pushed out except of this last thing that you did commenting out code. So I'll reset that.
Yeah.
Okay. You can pull it and then.
Yeah. Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
Then I can go into self-knowledge. Let me know when I can pull.
You can pull. You can pull. It's out. It was out already.
Oh, why? Oh, it's not the right directory. Git. Okay, I'm gonna start sharing though. Screen one. Okay. So now you should be seeing my screen and Git pull.
Pretty small letters, but I don't know if I need to see these letters.
Sorry?
No, it's that's okay. As long as I don't have to read this, that's okay because I can't.
Okay, so now
this is really small. So can you enlarge it a little bit, please?
Yeah, how do I do that? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that looks weird. Okay, so then the next thing I need to do is I need to get out of your live share. How do I do that?
You right click on the session.
Okay.
Did you?
Yeah, I got out of this. I'm going to go to documents, get self-knowledge and open. And now I'm going to share the code with you. So we are switching places here. But where is the code? Here is the code, okay?
Okay.
This is the change that I did a second ago. And I'm going to start live sharing myself. Yeah, and do I have a link somewhere? Oh,
it's already copied for you.
It's already copied, so now I can go here and chat and paste it in. So you should now have access. And why do I have this thing here? No, I don't want that. Oh, that looks horrible. Okay, all right, so now I see you. Okay, cool. So now I did that change, and I also...
I'll follow you now.
Okay, and I also should do an npm install and an npm run, right?
Yeah.
Oops.
Start.
Oh,
No turn. It's npm start.
okay. So now I should have a localhost running. Yeah, okay. Wow, okay. What happened here? So I actually had the previous game running. So let's end this game. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't look good. So I
Well,
guess,
that's your local
it's probably that
your local storage needs to be cleared, right?
and where is the local storage? Memory application. Yes, storage, local storage, and clear. Okay. All right. That works. Okay, so now I can start by giving Alice and Bob and also Charlie. 3 different players, 3 different decks. I can make more cards just to make sure that things work. And that's how it looks now. Now, when I press the draw card, then it starts working, and we do have like this. This looks worse than before, but at least we have enough space here, right? And we don't have that artificial limitation. And the first thing I want to do here is to introduce kind of a border around or kind of establish the separation between the different players. So how about I go back to VS Code and I could just say the player, and it should have a border that is, I don't know, like solid 1 pixel and light gray. Okay. Let's see what that does. This didn't do anything. Why is that not working? Because our component is actually called player. It should actually change player now, and it didn't.
Why should change the player? Can you show me again?
So we have a CSS introduced here. Oh, because, so it doesn't work like that. Okay. In app.js, we actually have.
Isn't it like a class?
In
That
the
was
index.js, we actually have.
others are classes. .card, there was a .card and .app.
Yeah, so if I say .app, it should work. Let's see, and we don't want that, we want this. So if I say.
You see, it was .card and .app, and so it should be .player.
But it's still not going to work, I guess. And the reason it's not working is because we probably have to manually add that class. But why? Because with app, we don't have it manually added, right? If you go to app.js, import app CSS, and because we are using this in index HTML or index.js, sorry. See, that's where we use the app. And it's not clear for me how this gets the class. Okay. That's where it got it from. Okay. That's a sad story, to be honest. I hope that it was going to be a little cleaner, but I guess this is the only thing I can do. So we actually have to get a named class here, and then we have that little separation that we hoped for. And then I also going to do a background. And now since this is going to be for trans people, and the trans flag is blue, like pink and white, so I'm going to use that color scheme.
Okay.
So the color should actually be light sky blue. And then, okay, that's the text color. So this is the background color that I want to. Yep, looks much better. And then I'm also going to add in the player, I'm going to say that if, oops, okay, in the player, if, can I do this? Okay, how can I add multiple classes to a single element?
Just space. Yeah, that's how you do, but I don't know how you feel it.
What I wanted to do is say something like if
That should work.
then also include, that doesn't look good. Oh, I know.
Because you have quotes around this as well.
Yeah.
Outside quotes.
What if I do this? What if I say that if it's active, then it's going to be active player or active in player. Otherwise, it's just going to be player.
Okay.
That doesn't work.
But look if you did look at it if it really got the class, if that's the problem.
Good point. Yeah, it did get the class. Yeah. Because I didn't do anything with the class yet. Oh, come on. I should pay more attention. Yeah, so we actually should have an override here that says if player and active, then background color is light pink. So the active player is going to be, and it works. So now as we go through, we always have a pink active player.
Okay, so at the beginning you only have two colors, but because you don't have an active player yet.
Yeah. And actually, yeah.
So make this whole thing pink, the first page.
What do you mean?
The management page, make the whole thing pink. Or you can also make this three colors actually if you were.
Yeah, we'll see. For now, let's concentrate on this page. And now, I mean, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm also going to say that there is a max width here, and it's going to be something like 500 pixels, just so that we don't end up with something that's very wide here. So this is fine when you look at it in a mobile view, then this actually looks good, right?
Okay.
But when it's a proper desktop view, then this is way too wide, right?
Yeah.
So I want to maximize the width here. but for some reason that didn't work. Why? But also like a margin would do amazing things to this. So let's add a bit of margin. It's not working. Why? Because
it got stuck in the middle.
and yeah, it's more like padding that I want to add. No, that didn't help.
But why did it get small now?
Sorry?
Now it's not that wide. Is it because of the extra padding or margin?
Yeah, so that's what I wanted. So basically I added a margin that makes sure that we still stay in the middle. And I also added some padding so that it doesn't stick to the edges.
But
And now
how did these make the 500 work?
So here we have max width.
Yeah,
That will make sure that the app is never more wide than 500 pixels.
but it didn't work.
It did work.
Well, it didn't work on the
If I just
desktop.
move this, then what you see is that it's actually limiting it to 500.
Okay, so I think just 5 minutes. We'll see in the recording. I think you had you showed that it didn't work just in mobile version. It was totally wide.
I don't know, but now it's working.
Okay.
Okay, so now we can actually uncomment this. So now we have a nicely centralized thingy here. I'm not sure I like the fact that we have that border around there though. So it's padding. Oh, I see. Okay, so it's probably not the padding that I want. Sorry. Because the padding that I want is going to be, so now you can see that it actually sticks again. The thing is that I want to make sure that we don't, when we are in this state, don't want the card to be wall to wall, right? So what I want to make sure is
So the card has to have padding only.
yeah, and actually not just the card, but also the players. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bit of padding here, padding 20 pixels, and I'm going to do a bit of padding for the card as well. And also a bunch of things later on. Yeah, so now it works good. Now it actually looks good. Right? We have, only thing is like, we don't want that much padding on the top and bottom.
Well, actually, it looks good. Now it looks in the middle of this thing.
The only thing I'm kind of wondering about if that padding on top is too much, because now the whole player block is too large for me.
Yeah.
Maybe
the fonts are a bit small.
Sorry?
Maybe the fonts are a bit small.
Oh yeah, that's true as well. So how about we do this? We say that padding, and we will, how it's like, okay, we start with the top, which should be just 5 pixels. Then one side, bottom, other side. That's gonna be for the card and also for the player. Now, okay, that does look better. It's still a bit too much for my taste. But how about we say that in player, we actually have a lot going on here. Like we have a div, and in that div we have a p tag. Do we really need a p tag here? Can it be just a span? Okay, much better. Only thing is that I really want this to be in a separate line. Okay, anyone who is a CSS expert is probably screaming right now. Okay, so now it is actually, oh, okay.
They can always send you a pull request.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so that looks actually pretty good. I'm also going to add a gray background over here, just to make this separate from the surrounding area. So that means that in where is VS Code? Here is VS Code. In the app, I'm going to use a background color, and it's going to be okay. Light slate gray, sounds good. Didn't work though. Okay, so that's not where I want this. I actually want this on the body. I realize. Okay, works much better. And then in the app, I'm gonna have a color, background color, white. Do you like that? I mean, it's not the most beautiful application still, but it's getting better. Okay. Then the next thing I want to do is like, these buttons are really horrible. And I want to change that. And to be honest, like I feel like we should really have kind of icons here, right?
Okay.
So let's come up with some icons. One thing that before I do that, just to make things a little easier to read, I'm going to add a bold. Actually, it's more like an M. So I'm going to
What is the with an H? There's an H there?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. It seems like you are right.
Just EMP. But what is even the difference between EMP and B?
No, that doesn't work. How about B? B should work. Okay, that works. And we don't really need to show active anymore because we have the color for that. So that can actually.
It's
go.
EM actually, not EM.
Oh, EM. Okay. Let's use EM because it's less about formatting and more about the role. Oh, but EM is actually italics by default, so we are going to override that. So I'm going to say that EM is font style.
It might want to be the strong element. That's the bold by default, I think. It says strong instead of EM.
But strong is also about yeah, I don't know. That I don't really like that. Font. What was the wait? Okay, that's the one. Font.
the developer of Mozilla says, developer org says that with Mozilla org says the HTML indicates that it contents have strong importance, seriousness of or urgency.
Okay, now that's too strong. Okay,
That's the
you
strong.
convinced me.
I don't understand any of this, sir.
Okay, that's too strong. You are right.
I'm trying just to contribute something.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
you said that you are not good at designing stuff.
Bold. It's now bold.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so this looks good. Only thing is that now when we share, then we don't see that this player is sharing. So we actually should somehow, actually it's written
Blinking.
there, but it's not
Blinking.
obvious from the color. Sorry?
Blinking.
Oh, no. No. Ah, sounds horrible. What kind of person are you? Okay, how about we introduce some new elements there? So the thing is, like,
it should be half this whatever color it was, pink, and half blue.
sounds a bit better. Still horrible.
Striped. It should be striped.
Striped. Okay. Or we can make it white because, but white is too natural or neutral. I don't know. Or maybe we can make.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Go back to the UI. What if we move the timer onto the current user all the time? So the clock is not staying at the same place.
Interesting.
Or put a little green circle next to the name of the currently playing player.
That's also nice.
Like a dot or a circle or. And that could blink.
Okay. I actually like the idea of putting the timer next to the player. But if you did that, then I would move, like I would align these to the left and then put the timer on the right.
Okay. And we won't have a timer when there's no one playing.
That makes sense, actually. Kind of does make sense. Okay, let's do that.
And maybe the draw card. I mean, who can draw a card?
The next player.
Yeah, so maybe the draw card should be on the next player all the time.
Interesting concept.
And then people will like this application, the buttons are always moving around. No, I mean this button. So then you can, what you can do is on the right hand side, you have the draw card button, and below that you have the clock, or the other way. On the play, so they are in fixed location within the user.
I don't know. I kind of like the draw button and the timer down here.
That's just because you got used to it, and you should let go things that like right, old customs. You got too much into the game.
Yeah. And okay. Let's
Little green square or whatever next to the name. That's
let's
like
first try this one. Let's first say that here we are going to also say that okay, this is a pattern that keeps happening, but like if here we have sharing, and then we can have this sharing player. And we can also and we can also make that thing for now. I don't know. Kind of feeling weird about this. And so now if I look at it, then both of them are pink when Charlie is sharing.
so. What about
You're doing something that I'm not seeing?
yes, because well, I'm not sharing, but so there is the green square emoji.
Yeah.
That you can use. There are also all kind of player emojis, but they are like all basketball players and whatever. You could also put a heart. You could put all kind of other emojis.
Yeah, and there is a, let me see, emoji.
Actor emoji.
How about speaker? There is something like, yeah, public loudspeaker. How about this
Okay.
emoji?
Whatever you like.
And then we can actually use that. Oh, come on. Here. We can say here that whoever is sharing is going to be.
But is it next to the share button? No.
No, I'm just going to do this.
Yes.
Maybe let's make this light. That make it light green because we haven't used enough colors yet.
Okay, it's a little bit not so obvious now, but too small, but it's especially for my eyes. But I can hardly see the
I
letters.
have an idea to fix that. How about we do this?
How you will fix my eyes? Okay, that, I want to hear that.
No. What I mean is text. Oh, come on, what is this? Why do I have this here?
Leftover some, you know, it's not there anymore.
Text line left.
They are using CSS, so that was just some CSS magic there.
I'm just going to say in player that this thing, I'm going to put this into div, a separate div up here. And it will be called class name indicator.
Why is it class name?
Sorry?
Why is it not class? Why is it class name?
Because class is a reserved word in JavaScript. So they had to come up with some
Okay,
other
so they
name.
replaced it for class name, and then when they convert it to HTML, then it's class again.
Exactly.
Nice.
So now I have that indicator there, and I can say that the indicator, the player indicator is going to float right, and it's going to have a font size, and it's going to be a lot larger, 30 pixels, for example. Let me see.
Okay.
Looks awful, but how about we change this back to light blue? Yeah, somewhat better. So now whoever is sharing is not shown as an active player, but has this little icon there.
And if now, but it's now 0, the timer is 0.
Yeah. We will do something about the timer in a second too.
Yeah, I mean, when it gets to 0, then the sharing should stop, not?
That's true.
Or everything should stop.
Yeah, but this is a nuance. I don't think we should implement that just yet.
Okay.
We have bigger problems. Yeah, one thing that's weird though is that why is this button starting a bit inside there?
And not under the letter?
Yeah.
Because it's padding, it has some padding or margin.
That's possible because this is a span, but that's also a span. Oh, and it has another span inside. I need this span here. Maybe it's the button that has.
Yeah, I think so. The button has already something.
Oh, and there is a span here as well. God, so many spans. Okay.
But they don't do anything.
Well, but actually, we could write this, but it still won't move this here because it's a button. So, yeah, so the button should actually have, if it's a button, and it's the first, then it should have border, margin left 0. No, that didn't work. It didn't work because nope, that's not the reason. Let me see. Maybe I can turn this off now. Do an inspect. So this is actually the first button, and for some reason, that margin 5 is the problem. See? That's what's causing the trouble for us. And I was trying to make sure that.
Can you show me it? Can you show it again so we can?
So here's the button right here, and it has a margin. And if I turn that margin off, then
they are aligned with the text. Yes. Okay.
But we don't want the entire thing to disappear. We just want
just the left margin.
Yeah, and actually that's the problem because I override here. So I move this down here and actually ups and actually it's first child. Nope, still not. And if I do first,
But it's a class now. You know, you're talking about the button class, and above it you have the button.
oh, you're right.
Not that it solves it, but now it did.
Mhm.
What did you need to fix?
So one was that it was a class and it should actually be this.
Yeah.
And the other thing was that I needed to use first child and not first.
Okay.
Okay, and while we are at buttons, let's do some magic here. So one thing is I want the color to be white. No, I mean the background color. Oh, and the border to be. I don't want borders. Okay. And maybe let's do a bit more padding. What do you think?
What I'm singing?
What do you think about this solution?
The end game and modify game, they don't look buttons at all. They are like white, embedded the white in the white, right?
Yeah, you're right. So let's.
I would definitely prefer rounded corner buttons.
But this is so ugly. How about then?
Well, you don't have to have all the buttons the same. I mean, you can have these two lower buttons can have look different than the ones that are on the colored.
That's true.
Especially because now they are sort of not in the middle either, right? They look under the draw card. They look so strange. Like maybe it's because of the letters, but it seems that the draw card is to the right, from not in the center of those other two, or those other two are not in the center.
Do you think so?
That's my feeling, but it's maybe only no. I don't know.
It is in the center.
I don't know. Yeah,
I think the reason you fear that is because now this is organized to the left.
Yeah, maybe. No, I mean it's a relative, the draw card and the two others. That's what I don't like, sort of. The relation between the draw card and the other two buttons.
These ones?
Yeah, and the draw card. That's how sort of. But well, you know, I'm not the person who would.
Who's going to use it?
Not. That's true also, but that's not what I'm saying. That you should consider asking when you want to know about how something looks. So. You know, rounded corners. No, it's not. Not
we
good
can
for you.
round corners. How is that done? Oh, right. Border. It's some kind of radius.
I know how to do copy paste from some other place. That's more or less how I know.
It didn't seem to work. Why isn't border radius working? We actually had it here, so.
It needs 2 numbers? No. Four numbers?
Oh, it just didn't refresh.
Okay.
Okay. Now we have border radiuses.
Okay. Now I'm happy.
Okay.
What happens if one of the buttons disappears? Like the invite button on the from the top. Click on the invite button.
We can just skip turns. Okay. Ah, come on. We have too many skip turns. Modify the game. We have only 3 skip turn cards. And now if I skip turn. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And it's not there. One thing though is that when we don't have any buttons, it shouldn't just collapse. So we should actually enforce that there is a certain height for these players.
Okay.
So here, currently the computed height is 55. So I could say something like player min height 55. And that way, if I skip a turn, we still have the same height.
Okay.
Okay. So actually the screen doesn't look awful anymore. And then if I invite, I can go here and do invite. Okay. One thing that I want to do is separate these things. So one last little edit that I would suggest here.
Which things would you like to separate?
So here above the card, I want to have one more horizontal divider, and I want to make the timer bigger.
Okay. Should we, by the way, shouldn't we put the speaker sign on the active player when the active player is actually speaking?
I meant this more as a sharing thing.
Yeah, okay.
But we can also do that. The way that would work is we would say that this indicator is on when, yeah, but then we should know if there is a player that is sharing, and then we would have to pass that down.
Mm.
And here we don't really know if there is someone else sharing.
Okay.
We could do that maybe later, but that kind of
okay.
involves a bit more editing. So we have the gameplay here, and in the template of this, I'm going to add one more of these horizontal rulers. No, it's going to be in player select. No, it's going to be here after card. I'm not happy. But the countdown timer here, we can do a class name. Or more like we don't need that anymore. Okay, looks much better. And then on the whole body, yeah, let's use font family. And what does impact look like? Oh no, that's horrible. Okay, let's do sans serif. But I think that's default as well. Okay. All right. I don't know. I'm fairly happy with this solution. It's not super beautiful, but it serves the purpose.
Okay.
And then like yeah, for now the texts are also good. This invite thingy here. I don't know that. It's not horrible either. So let's look at this. Can we improve on this one?
Well,
at least let's make sure that these are aligned. So like align these to the left and the fields to the right so that it looks like a table. Sounds good.
That's good.
And maybe make these pickers a little shorter because we don't really need it to
And
be.
I think also the users, the players should be, let's say, aligned to the left with the X mark, maybe before the name.
Or align to the right.
Whatever.
And also this could be aligned to the left and the button to the right.
That's less of an issue in my eyes, but
okay, let's do those.
or you can just require that every player has the same number of letters in their name. And
come on, that's the joke. Yeah, okay.
Your username must be more than 5 and less than 6 characters. Okay, that won't work, but like, okay.
Oh, come on. All right, so let's be serious. I actually don't like that this has a border around it. It looks crappy. Okay. Let's just fix this up a bit. So we go into administration, and here, what's our template like? Oh, it's really nice because we actually, okay, so this is a div and then an input inside the div. And we have a class name already. And here it's a div and an input. Okay, so then I don't really have to change the code at all. I can say in management, oh, sorry. If there is an input, then it's going to be floated right. Not perfect. Looks pretty bad. And that's because
That's the input box where the username goes, huh? Right.
that's because we have this span or this div. So what I need to do to fix that is to say that if there is a dot management div, then it is ooh, wow. Whew. Aha, what happened here? Uh-huh. Okay, let's give this a class name. Why do I have that? Why don't I just do this? Okay, looks much better. What's that there? Oh, okay.
What was that?
Yeah, that was the name field, and that shouldn't do that. So I actually should say dot config. No. Okay. Okay, at least now this looks much better, and then I can also. Sorry.
Okay, I just understood what happened.
That looks much better. And this field actually should be somewhat less wide. We actually need just 30 pixels or so. Yep, exactly. That's enough, right? Should I make it a bit bigger, like 50? Yeah, that looks better. Oh, that's weird. See what I see? When I start playing, then I don't have a border up here. When I modify the game, I do have a border up here.
Nice. It's always nice to have surprises. I would separate the min single turn from the number of a little bit more. Okay, I know that's not what you asked.
Oh, so you say that we should have a bit of separation between this and the others?
Yeah, it's sort of different.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. It might be not that, maybe you want to make that line a little bit shorter, but it's okay this way as well.
Let's keep it this way. And also like, I'm gonna add one more separation there.
Okay.
And then we can also align these
Yeah.
sides. So here in the administration, right now we have a P and the boards. Mhm. The players and then, let's make this a div instead. And once this is a div, I can with class name players. Actually, it's administration players here. And we don't need a class here. And then we can say like players div, and then I can text align to left. And here I don't want the dash before the button. Where is that? Administration players. Here I don't need the dash anymore. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on the other side. All right. But the problem with that is, of course, that here now I need to, yeah, I with this button, I do not want to have border. Definitely don't want to have border. That's one thing. Because it looks fine like this, right?
The X hasn't looked really, really good.
Sorry?
The X that's going up, that like looks really good.
Yeah, but that's not what we want, right? So I'm going to just move this to the beginning of this div. That will at least pull this thing up a bit. Okay. Come on. And I'm also doing to say, right. Sauce. Don't like it like this.
It looks much better.
Yeah, but like, I think it's too big. I mean, these buttons don't look good.
What? Sorry, what don't look good?
I mean, these are too big. If you look at,
the X.
yeah,
Okay, yeah, maybe.
it takes up too much space. Oh, okay, I see what I need to do. So these buttons should have 0 padding and 0 margin. Well, except for maybe on the right side. Yep, that works.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And just
You might also want to make them, I mean, that would be real table to start all the whatever levels, sorry, what was the stages aligned as well, the names of the stages aligned.
oh, I mean, I see what you mean. Okay, that looks crappy. I was thinking that maybe if I have a like something like my
The white back,
yeah, no, that's
unless
not.
you can change the background of the X.
I can do that. I can say that the X.
No, it should all it should the same. Okay, that is better.
Mm-hmm. Other thing is like, so this one actually should have a padding. I'm not really happy with this. Getting better. Okay, and then one thing that I wanted to check is here we have management, and what I want to do is for player, I had this set up here. So let's add this to administration as well. Oh, it's called management. Just to confuse us. It's still not working. Why? That's the management. Oh, because I have this here. Looks better. But now I should actually
Have some space on the left side.
Yeah, what I want is each of these blocks need to get some border or some padding or margin or whatever. So that means that not management. Okay. Right, but like this. No, that didn't solve it. So here we have config value. Okay. Another version. What was it? Player administration players. That should have margin left. And margin right. And the same for dot management dot config values. Okay, this already looks better, but why doesn't this work? Administration config value just in singular. Okay, done.
Okay.
And finally, let's organize this last one, and then I think we can finish. Yeah, you said that we should organize this as well, like the different deck names. I don't know. For now, I like it like this.
Okay.
So let's just organize this, and then I think we can call it done for now. So basically in administration. Okay, this application, by the way, looks exactly like it's been written by a programmer or designed by a programmer, to be more specific. Okay, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say that management is going to be left aligned in general. I'm gonna get this more specific. So here, I'm going to have add player. Yep. At this point, I'm really just hacking. Just making sure that it kind of looks good, and we are going to get some feedback from the stakeholder after this anyway, so yeah, okay, that looks better. And then finally the button should be floated to the other side, and that's it. What? Oh. All right. It's so weird that it kind of, this thing looks like being a little lower. Why is that?
Because it has a margin up, or the button, that button has a margin or whatever at the top.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. So we just have to get rid of the margin.
Yeah, it looks better.
Yeah, not perfect, but good enough.
You have to leave something for the feedback as well.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I guess at this point we can call this thing ready.
Okay.
At least until we get feedback.
Yeah.
What's
Great.
going on? Oh yeah. We don't need the app anymore.
Yeah, just remember to push it out to so I can also see it. And what else? So are we done for now? Till further notice?
Yeah.
Or are you all still planning to do the
The synchronization between browsers?
yes.
Let's first get some feedback. And I guess this is going to take a couple of weeks.
Okay.
And once we got feedback, then we can move on to do that.
Okay.
Well,
Excellent.
thank you. It's been a pleasure coding with you during these sessions.
Indeed, it was good. I learned a lot, even when I wasn't typing.
Yeah, but like on most of the sessions, you were the one driving.
Yeah.
Today, I kind of took away the limelight. Sorry about that.
Okay, no problem. So yeah, so first of all, everyone who is watching this, still watching this, liking and sharing and following the channel and so on. And we can talk later on, seeing if you continue the project with the multi-browser thing, one part, and if there are other projects that we might work on together. With some other technology or with this technology.
Yeah, sure.
Good. So thank you very much for doing this and for watching the video, everyone. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.